Welcome everyone to the Explainer. I'll be your guide today for this deep dive made by Forge College. Now, if you've been following along with our smart contract security track, you know we've been deep in the trenches lately. In our previous lesson, Guided Build, Implementing Secure Components, we fabricated all these incredibly powerful secure pieces. Authenticated access control, validated vaults, rock-solid input libraries, the whole shebang. But here's the thing, a pile of great parts doesn't fly. Today is the day we assemble our ultimate smart contract prototype. We're going to take all those scattered, highly engineered pieces and physically bolt them together into a fully evaluated, production-ready deliverable. It's going to be awesome.
So here is our blueprint for today. We've got 4 main phases. First, assembling the final contract. Second, stress testing the system. Third, drafting the evaluation summary. And fourth, verifying the checkpoints. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Assembling the final contract. Putting the pieces together.
Think about this phase like you're transitioning out of a messy, scattered workshop and stepping into a clean, sterile assembly room. Previously, we built all these isolated, independently tested modules, right? Our access control, our vaults, our threat models. But a smart contract, it's a living ecosystem. Today, our goal is to take those scattered components and forge them into a single, cohesive, secure contract binary where all those distinct gears just mesh perfectly. They absolutely have to talk to each other seamlessly if they're going to operate as one unified defense mechanism.
There are basically 4 critical steps to actually bolt these components together. Step 1. Update your dependencies and run a clean build. This is just a basic sanity check, honestly, to ensure your tools are up to date before you start. Step 2 is where the real craftsmanship happens, resolving interface mismatches. Sometimes, Module A expects a slightly different parameter order than Module B. You can think of these integration mismatches like literal gears that just need a tiny bit of filing down with some adapter code so they fit perfectly together. Step 3, we wire up the central orchestration contract, making absolutely sure our access policies match our original architecture diagram. And finally, step 4, we consolidate our unit tests to guarantee these newly connected parts don't suddenly misbehave when they start interacting.
Moving on to Section 2. Stress testing the system. Kicking the prototype's tires.
Okay, now that our machine is fully assembled, we've got to hit it with a metaphorical hammer to make sure it doesn't just explode under pressure. So what is a robustness check? Well, it isn't your standard happy path unit test. It is an extreme stress test designed to simulate real-world chaos. We are talking about fuzzing a public entry point by throwing literally thousands of random inputs at it, or running resource exhaustion scenarios just to see if the contract breaks when it's getting spammed. It meaningfully probes the contract's correctness to hunt down those deeply hidden vulnerabilities that only ever show their face under extreme duress. Now, interestingly enough, we can actually use an AI assistant for some vibe coding here. You can prompt it to generate unit tests for wild edge cases like weird overflows or sneaky reentrancy attempts. But listen, here's the golden rule. Treat the AI like a super enthusiastic intern. You know the type? They work incredibly fast. They type at lightning speed, but they need strict supervision. You must review, edit, and thoroughly understand every single line of code that AI generates before you commit it to your repository. Never, ever just copy and paste blindly.
All right, Section 3, drafting the evaluation summary. Writing the patent application.
So, we've built the machine, and we've successfully battered it with stress tests. Now we sit down at the desk to write what is essentially the patent application for our smart contract. This evaluation summary needs to be around 800 words, and it has to document your holistic security design. You can't just wave your hands and say, hey, it's secure. You have to prove it. You need to map your specific security requirements directly to your implemented mitigations. You've got to list the exact tests that validate every single one of those mitigations. You must include the raw results from that extreme robustness check we just talked about. And finally, you have to be totally honest and document any residual risks. Because let's face it, no system is 100% flawless, and acknowledging what's left over is the true hallmark of a security professional.
To actually get this patent approved, here is exactly what done looks like. This is your acceptance criteria checklist to pass the capstone. For compilation, we need the compiled binary with 0 test failures, period. For the evaluation, we need that summary document with fully verified mappings. And for CI checks, we need a configuration file that results in a perfectly green run. If you don't have these specific artifacts, your application gets rejected. It's really that simple. And honestly, having this framework keeps us incredibly focused on crossing the finish line.
Which brings us to Section 4, verifying the checkpoints, the final inspection.
The paperwork is drafted, the code is assembled, but before we ship this capstone deliverable, we need to pause and ask the most critical question of this entire explainer. Did we actually fix the threats? I mean, it's one thing to have passing tests. It's another entirely to know for an absolute fact that the specific, terrifying vulnerabilities we identified in our original threat model have been neutralized. The bridge between our testing phase and answering this question relies on the ultimate superpower of a smart contract developer.
And that superpower? It's traceability. Traceability means explicitly mapping every high or critical severity item in your threat model to an implemented control and then down to a validating test. Traceability is the real hero here. I want you to imagine a bright orange string connecting a potential danger, let's say an unauthorized access exploit, directly to the access control code you wrote, and then tying it all the way down to the specific unit test that mathematically proves your code stops the exploit. That unbroken string is what allows auditors and reviewers to actually trust your system.
So, to ensure that string remains totally unbroken, we run through these final verification steps. First, we confirm our test compile and pass. Next, we verify that our robustness check outputs exactly match what we claimed in our evaluation summary. Then, we run our static analysis tools to ensure there are 0 high-severity issues. And look, if there are medium issues we intentionally chose to defer, we absolutely must provide a documented justification for that. And lastly, we confirm our traceability audit is complete. Everything must align perfectly. As we wrap up our capstone assembly today, I really want you to carry these 3 core takeaways into the next phase of your smart contract security learning journey. Number 1, traceability is a force multiplier. It makes your security evidence auditable, defensible, and trustworthy. Number 2, always prioritize your fixes based on severity and explicitly document any deferrals to maintain total transparency. And number 3, while AI can rapidly speed up your workflow, it absolutely requires strict human review.
Once you're fully confident in your evidence, make sure to tag your final commit as Capstone Final. Up next in the track, we're going to be diving into the foundations of advanced static analysis, exploring exactly how to analyze code down at the bytecode level. It's going to be a blast. Also, be sure to check out Forge College's other amazing programs by visiting forge.college to continue your Web3 education. Thanks for joining me on this explainer made by Forge College. I'm going to leave you with this final thought to chew on. If a vulnerability is patched in a code base, but there is no traceability to actually prove it, is the smart contract really secure?